Warrior Class Podcast, the one and only. Warrior Class Podcast, not like the phone is. Warrior Class Podcast, we teach the homies. Warrior Class Podcast, won't leave you lonely. But then beat everybody, and them niggas always taught if we clown. We clown on everybody.
Welcome to Warrior Class, where the teachers whoop ass and you will too if you pass. This is the martial arts versus martial science episode. We're just waiting for Ominiki to get on in here, and we're going to get started. So how's everybody doing today? And Ominiki is right on time. Well, not right on time, but here she is. Greetings.
Greetings. I'm on Ominiki time. How y'all doing? Sorry I'm late. But you will too if you pass. Don't forget. How you doing, Baba?
I'm doing fine. How you doing?
Good. I was taking a nap.
Something is happening. Something is happening here with the with my sight. My thing is looking hazy. And
did you clean the lens of your camera?
Yeah.
Sometimes that.
Yeah.
I don't know. But you know, you're visible and you're audible. So.
Right. I'll try again.
Oh boy, how y'all doing out there, family? It's good to connect with you as always. I'm looking for my lip gloss.
That's a little better.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that's it. Greetings, Eugene Mason. How are you, good brother?
And greetings, lurkers out there.
All the lurkers are future watchers. Everyone.
It shows me here how many people are watching.
And not saying anything.
Right. It's a lot more than Eugene out here.
That's what's up.
All right. So we're going to get down to it. I don't know if Ominiki has any news.
I got a little bit of news. There was one that I wanted to look up more specifically. Maybe we could just discuss it. Maybe you've heard this too.
Greetings, 9 minutes.
I'm going to pull up the 2 stories that I had seen that I wanted to talk about. Let's see. And again, I apologize. Y'all really was indisposed right before class. 2 days ago on May 13th, it was the anniversary of the MOVE bombing that took place in 1985. Where Philadelphia police dropped a satchel bomb containing C4 explosive on a residential home at 6221 Osage Avenue, headquarters of the Black Liberation Group MOVE, killing 11 people, including 5 children, and destroying 61 homes in a fire that officials allowed to burn. The act followed a long, tense standoff. So I'm sure many, and there's more article. If you're interested, though, definitely research it. I'm sure many of us have heard about the MOVE bombing. I was
Manuel Briggs.
It's something that I learned about, as an adult. Even though I was alive in 1985, it wasn't something that was discussed or, covered in my home, and it was a real tragedy. So, do you have any memories of that time, Baba?
Well, yeah, many. So I graduated from high school in 1985.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you were.
So it was, and so we talked about it at home, and then my best friend Anthony Morgan, he would always bring it up, talk about it, it was a terrible time. I didn't realize how terrible until a few years ago, and I found out that nearly everybody in the neighborhood, or everybody but them, were agents of the government
Wow.
or paid agents of the state.
That's
So people
incredible.
come by, you know, bring them pie and welcome to the neighborhood, and they were agents.
That's terrible. Wow. So peace be upon all of the
Everybody's saying happy belated Mother's Day.
thank you. I
And
appreciate that.
I say the same. I
Thank
think
you. You
well,
did. You did something.
I think I said something to all the mothers in our group.
You did. Yeah, we got some. My son bought some flowers. I made some arrangements for me and my granny, and they're like around the house. So, and then we just got some cards. We didn't do too much, but you know, it's just it's nice to feel a celebratory feeling around motherhood. So we didn't have to do like a whole big, you know, thing.
And that's the only white man's holiday that I celebrate.
Yeah, me too. Now that I've been around you, because I wasn't messing with none of them before. But yeah, when I saw your attitude toward Mother's Day, it becomes infectious. I'm sure that I'm not the first person to start to adopt, you know, that because of you. So thank you, Bob.
You know, Akin Bobola, he went through it with his mother. So he was just trying to do the Mother's Day here because of my influence, but he didn't call her for Mother's Day. They have a different Mother's Day in England.
Right.
And he didn't, 1 year, he didn't call her for that. I guess he hadn't called her for years, and then he didn't call her. And she was upset. She was crying and everything. And he was like, man, I'm sorry, Mom. I said, look, man.
Can't be doing that.
Whoever formed that holiday, I said, you know, that was probably the best idea they had. And I don't care if it was for capitalistic reasons or whatever. You're honoring your mother on a day or 2 days, in his case. Do it.
Yeah, well.
Because hell, this is nothing to honor your mother every day.
Right. 2 days is not a big
And this
deal.
is my first day, my first Mother's Day without my mother being physically present.
Right.
So I really felt it, you know, but I could put my energy into my wife.
Yeah, well.
You know.
That's nice. That's good. I apologize, Bob. I didn't think about that. But yeah, I'm glad that you had an outlet there. So
Right.
And I just wanted to say one other thing about the move bombing. Peace be upon you know, all of the young brothers and sisters, all of the brothers and sisters who passed during that tragedy. So I know there are some survivors out here that are still telling their story, and you know, I send strength to all of those people, because I know it must be horrible to have that happen around you, to all of your loved ones. So.
Yes, absolutely.
The other thing that I wanted to share, which I gotta pull up the story. I had it. I thought I had it. Okay. It's just a very short story. Driscoll's berries linked to 38% higher cancer rates.
What are Driscoll berries?
Just most they control, which the story says, about 1/3 of the berries market. So they're definitely Driscoll's. You've seen them in the grocery store. Yeah. It says their headquarters is located in Pajaro Valley, Santa Cruz County, where nearly 40% of California's strawberries are grown. That same county ranks number 2 in California for childhood cancer rates, around 38% above the state average. Every year, over 5,000 acres of farmland there are sprayed with pesticides, which UCLA linked to childhood cancer. And in 2014, the California Department of Public Health found that Pajaro Valley school children had some of the highest pesticide exposure rates in the entire state. And this is not just a Driscoll's problem. Modern conventional farming heavily relies on pesticides, many linked to cancer, neurological damage, and developmental issues in children. Pajaro County is just one of the clearest examples of what that can look like up close. So,
now Eugene Mason said YouTube is taking down comments, so I wouldn't be surprised if they take this episode down.
Oh wow, taking down comments because of this story?
I guess so.
Oh wow. Well,
we only get one. That's right. We only get one mother. I manifesto. Welcome, yep. Brittany.
Yes.
All right. So
I was just gonna say though, just a reminder to everyone, make an adjustment and try to start buying local. If you can't grow things, I'm working on my garden right now. I just got a bunch of plants and I'm getting other supplies together so I can get everything planted. But, berries actually are something that you can grow yourself. I've been doing a lot of research over the past couple of weeks just to understand what I can grow at home. And berries apparently is something that, you can definitely grow. You may not be able to, it won't be like a supply, like if you go to the store every week and get berries, but you can start there, start somewhere. They're really, really good for you. There's a lot of antioxidants in them, which counteract free radicals. So, just try to make an adjustment and shop locally and stay out of these stores. Another story that I actually had just read when I was on, I think it was before I fell asleep, is that they have approved that that coating, the vegetable coating that Bill Gates has been developing. That has now been approved to put on organic fruits and vegetables. Wow. Right. So, even buying organic is something that you can't escape from, unless you buy from people that aren't using that stuff, or you grow it yourself at home. It's something that is definitely part of survival. So let's get going that direction so we can start to understand how to do that. Well, it's necessary now. I was going to say before it becomes absolutely necessary. It's necessary now. So let's
Brittany says some wild blackberries started growing in our backyard. We don't eat them.
Yeah.
Why not? Why not?
I was gonna say I'll eat some berries if I see. I'll wash them or whatever. But I remember my son was really young, and I should go down there now. I know in downtown Decatur, there's a bunch of wild blackberries just all over the place in the springtime. Like people squish them into the sidewalk. I started picking them. It's blackberries.
Right. Eating some fresh broccoli that I grew right now.
From your yard.
Emmanuel Briggs said he's eating some fresh broccoli that he grew right now.
Yeah, that's right, Emmanuel. That's what's up, man. I'm not growing broccoli this time, but I think in the winter time I'm gonna like broccoli, cauliflower, all the Brussels sprouts, all that stuff that is kind of one plant. I'm gonna try to do that, but I gotta make sure I'm successful with this summer garden first. Well, I guess it doesn't make a difference if I'm successful or not. I'm gonna keep doing it until I get something I can eat. And
we never had them in the past 60 years. You never had blackberries. The seeds obviously were carried by a hummingbird or a bee on his body, something. It was carried there. Then they could be
Soak 'em.
fine. They could be fine, but we're skeptical.
Soak them.
Yeah. Yeah. I would say just soak them well.
That's a mental barrier, Brittany. I'm
Right.
telling you.
Soak them for like 8 to 12 hours, and then you can eat the mugs.
I would soak them for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can use baking soda. There's different schools of thought around that baking soda vinegar thing or whatever. Read up on it and do what makes sense to you.
Now Belay uses baking soda to clean his strawberries.
Right, yeah. I
Because
soak in water.
the strawberries often have insect eggs in the spaces or insects
Right.
in the spaces. So he cleans them with baking soda.
Yeah. But that
Yes, you can use water and vinegar.
That's good. That means that there's not too many heavy pesticides on it if the insects are still living, I guess that's what I think about it.
Well, it depends on where you're buying it from.
Yeah. So I mean, I soak for about 20 minutes in just distilled water. I'm actually doing a fruit feast fast thing right now, and I don't use anything, but just distilled water to soak them. But whatever makes you comfortable. But the baking soda, vinegar, either one of those, I think works as far as cleaning them.
We all eat the occasional bug. It's not nice to think about, but it's safe.
We are covered in bugs all the time.
Yeah.
We just can't see them,
Right. And that's cool. That's cool. We can't see them.
Right. Yeah, of course. Because
there are insects. There are insects that are living in your eyebrows right now.
Mm-hmm.
But you can't see them. Now the bugs inside the strawberries, we can see those.
Right.
I'm not eating the bug that I can see.
No, I mean either. Unless
unless it's for survival, and I'm not. So beyond the military, the military I was a part of, I'm not eating any insects to survive anymore. That's why we have our survival gear, which includes food.
Yeah, well.
And some things out there, some insects and you eat that they're actually harmful to you.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you don't want to eat everything, definitely.
You're scared to eat things that other species don't even recognize as food. Now that's true too.
Yeah, and we do that every day.
Shit. Any McDonald's eaters out there, I warn you against McDonald's because you can put a McDonald's burger near an anthill. The ants will come out. They do what they do, sense it, however they sense it.
Right.
And then they go around that. They won't touch that. But we know ants will eat damn near anything. Mm-hmm. But they won't touch a McDonald's sandwich of any type.
Yeah, I think like artificially sweetened things too, they don't mess with.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. So imagine if ants can't recognize it, your body probably can't either.
Right. Exactly.
But I'm no scientist. I'm not trying to claim all of that, but I try to do things that make sense.
Yes. All right, we're about to get into it.
I'm pulling up my notes, Bubba.
Me too.
Okay, cool.
I normally have my notes already up, but this time I don't. Let's see. And of course, I got all kinds of stuff sent to me, which I normally don't. On this email, I don't. I mean, it's PD. What do you call it? Yeah, email. I don't have stuff usually sent here, but here today. Whew, what's today? The 16th.
Yes.
This is bad.
You don't see them? Go into your sent. Because you sent them to
Yeah,
me.
yeah, I know. I can get it that way. Because I sent it to you, but even the sent isn't showing. This is really odd. Oh, because I'm in the wrong email.
Oh, yeah, that happens to me too all the time.
So I've got 3 emails that I use, probably about 7 total. So I got 4 that I don't use. And then the old ones, like my AOL email and that kind of stuff, is so old I don't even remember the passwords for that, and wouldn't try to sign in on those things anyway. What did they have email in the AOL days?
Yeah. There's still people
Yeah,
with
they did. Yeah, they did. Yep. That was the first email.
There was an article that I read earlier this week that was talking about people, how it can be, how employers, especially, or potential employers, can be discriminatory toward people who have email addresses that let them know what your age is. Like if you have a Hotmail address, Yahoo, AOL. Yeah, they're like, they know they automatically, because they're already always trying to use whatever they can to screen people out. So that becomes another thing that they do to screen people out, is if they can tell that you're, a little bit older from your email.
Right. And I got rid of my Hotmail email and all that. My sister, my sister Lisa, she still has a Hotmail email, I believe.
I do too. But I don't use it for
y'all old folks.
Whatever.
All right, so
I'm ready.
Let us begin with a confession. Years ago, I built a digital village, a gathering place called African Martial Arts and Sciences. A noble endeavor, a necessary one, a mistake in one very specific way. My error was not in building the platform, it was in naming it. Because the moment you put arts and science in the same sentence, you have not created a community, you have started a war.
A war fought not with fists, but with essays, egos, and people quoting definitions they half understand.
Precisely. And the most heated argument without fail was this: are African combat traditions martial arts or martial sciences?
And as always, someone stood up confident, eloquent, and completely wrong and declared, martial arts are for show. Martial science is for survival.
Yep. A brilliant instructor said it. A brilliant woman who I have much respect for, but she said, she still says it, she's skilled, she's experienced, she's deadly, even, and yet incorrect in a way that matters deeply, because she had mastered fighting, but not fully interrogated the ideas behind what she was doing. Let us dismantle, and she's a doctor too. Let us dismantle the illusion immediately. The idea that art is creative and science is rigid is a child's definition. It is convenient, it is clean, it is wrong.
Science at its highest level is an act of imagination. Someone must see what is not yet proven. Someone must ask a question no one else has asked.
Before there's data, there's vision. Before there's proof, there's intuition. The scientist is not a machine. They are an artist of inquiry.
And the artist? Oh, the artist suffers from the opposite misunderstanding. People think creativity alone is enough.
Try writing a novel without structure. And I know some people who've done it and they can't get the novel off. Try composing music without rhythm. Try painting without understanding form. You will produce nonsense. Very expressive nonsense, but nonsense nonetheless.
So let us correct the record. Science requires creativity. Art requires discipline. They are not opposites. They are reflections.
Now, here, this is where the distinction becomes meaningful. Not in what they are, but in how they move.
Science begins with the world, the observable, the measurable, a falling object, a broken bone, a punch that lands or does not.
From that, the scientist builds abstraction, principles, laws, models, the invisible made understandable.
Art moves in the opposite direction. It begins internally with feeling, belief, vision, and moves outward into form.
A dance, a strike, a rhythm of movement that expresses something deeper than mechanics.
So we arrive at a clean distinction. Science explains the world. Art expresses our relationship to it.
Every culture fights. That is not optional. The question is not whether people fight. The question is how they understand what they are doing. If your understanding is limited to, does this stop the threat? You are operating in science. If your understanding expands to, what does this mean? What does this reflect? What does this protect beyond my own body? Now you're entering art.
This is where many systems are mischaracterized. People will point to systems like Krav Maga and say, that is science. They will point to Muay Thai or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and say, also science.
And they are both right and wrong, because they are confusing the system with the state of the practitioner.
This is where the argument ends. Martial science is not a style. Martial art is not a style. They are stages of development.
The beginner must be a scientist. You learn structure, angles, distance, timing. You ask, what works? You repeat, you analyze, you fail, you correct, you build a foundation that does not collapse under pressure. But if you stay there, if you never move beyond that, you become rigid, predictable, dependent. The master becomes an artist.
Now the question changes. What is possible? You are no longer bound to form. You are informed by it. You do not abandon structure. You transcend dependence on it. This is what Bruce Lee meant, though people love quoting him more than understanding him.
Be water, they say, while moving stiff like furniture.
In Egbe Ogun, we teach something that confuses new students. We tell them, you are not here to be taught martial arts. And they panic immediately.
Because what they want is instruction, certainty, a list of techniques they can memorize and deploy like a script. Instead, we give them science first: how to move, how to breathe, how to strike, how to think. Science. Science is taught.
But art is realized. You cannot hand someone expression. You cannot assign creativity as homework. You can only build the conditions in which it emerges.
There is a moment every serious student encounters where the instructor says, work on what you want. And I had to do that all the time. And the room freezes. Blank stares, nervous laughter, the silent scream of, I don't know what that means. That is the exact, or the outward scream of, I don't know what that means. That is the exact moment you discover whether someone is still the scientist or becoming an artist. Because the scientist asks, what is the correct answer? The artist asks, what is my answer?
Now we extend this thinking beyond the training floor. Most people think fighting begins when fists fly. This is like saying cooking begins when the food is on fire.
Self-protection is before the fight. It is awareness, positioning, avoidance, the decision not to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Self-defense is during the fight. So self-protection, not self-defense. Self-defense is during the fight. It is the application of skill under pressure, the management of chaos. And self-preservation is the end of the fight, or the end of the spectrum. When there is no alternative, when the stakes are absolute, when hesitation is no longer an option. A complete warrior understands all three and trains accordingly. So self-protection, self-defense, self-preservation.
Well. Now let us speak plainly. You do not fight in a vacuum. You fight in a world of cameras, witnesses, laws, consequences. It is not enough to survive the encounter. You must survive the explanation of it. Your actions must communicate clearly why you acted, what you perceived, and why no lesser option was available. If your method looks like punishment instead of protection, you have already lost, even if you won.
So we return to the original question. Is it a martial art or martial science? The answer is simple. Both are present, always.
But they do not exist equally within the practitioner at all times. Science builds the warrior. Art reveals the warrior. If you begin with art, you become delusional. If you remain only in science, you become limited. The path is progression. The destination is integration. So, Baba, after all these years, what would you name that website now?
Something way more dangerous. Practice.
That probably would have started even more arguments.
Exactly. But then we would know people were finally thinking.
Yeah, but you gotta take a side.
Right.
I love this episode.
Yeah. So this question comes up a lot, even now. Is it a martial art or martial science? What's the difference between martial arts and martial science? And I always say it's both. When I named the site Martial Arts and Sciences, people didn't see it as both. They figured I got to pick one or the other.
Right.
and there were wars on there. I mean, it was wars about other stuff too. In fact, this same sister, she had posted something like on it was a Ning site. So on Ning, each person has basically their own separate like website in the overarching site. And she had posted some kind of article, something that she had written. And this one brother from New York, he's a martial arts master too. He got insulted and he was like, you be blah, 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 whoop your ass, be blah, blah, blah. I was like, if you say one more thing threatening her, I'm going to come see you. I'm going to come see you. I never heard, I've heard men disrespect women, and usually I step in on that too, but I've never heard a martial arts master come at a woman like this. And I was like, I'll beat you to sleep. If you say one more thing, I will beat you to sleep. I don't care if he'll master whatever. Wang Sang Sui, whatever the hell it is. I don't care. I mean, I was a master instructor myself, but I wouldn't have cared. If I was a beginner, I still would have checked his ass.
Yeah, bro.
Probably differently, but I would have checked him, So, high BPM is on twice right now. I'm late here. Yeah. Kalanji had messed up and set up another show at the same time, or something like that. So, he had called me about it, informing me. So
that means Kalanji does not
want. And I'm only saying that because he said I'll take the hit for it because it was my mistake. That's why I'm only telling y'all that.
What hit?
Take the if anybody has something to say or
wants to hit him.
Well, now if you want to hit him, I wouldn't advise that. But
I'm just kidding, Kalanji. But watch Warrior Class.
Yeah, definitely watch Warrior Class. Either now or the replay. After the other show is done. For folks jumping back and forth and stuff like that. So we have any questions?
Oops, sorry.
AI screening so many skilled people out of employment pool at a lot of companies these days.
Yeah, it's true. I applied for another. I have a lot of jobs. I had more, but I still have quite a few right now. But I had applied for another one somewhere that I was well qualified for, and they sent me a rejection letter. And it didn't hurt my feelings too bad because I had heard not great things about the place since I submitted the application. Actually, I didn't know that the listing was cryptic. So I didn't know exactly what company I was applying to, but I hadn't heard great things about them. But yeah, I think that, I mean, I don't know. You have to, yeah, AI is what it is. So I guess they're trying to get a very specific result with it. And if you don't fall within that whatever, then you get rejected employment-wise.
It's a, AI looks for keywords in resumes.
Right. Yeah, and I mean, I feel like I have put those in, and I haven't done this, but I heard about the trick where you grab all of the keywords, or I guess you look through the listing and you get as many of the what you would think are keywords as possible, and you type them on your resume, but you make them invisible so that when AI searches your resume,
Make them invisible. How?
there's some kind of way, like a font or something like that, that you can do that makes it so that they're not actually visible. I'm sure someone knows what I'm talking about. If not, we can.
I mean, Spencer says if I got hurt feelings from interview job rejections, I'll be hurt every week.
Right. Yeah. You just gotta keep rolling.
It's been a long time since I've applied for jobs. Other than lately, I've been applying and getting background work for TV shows, game shows, and movies and stuff like that. So much so, my wife has gotten, man, did you get anything this week? I said, no, nobody hit me up this week,
Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah, but only thing it gets in the way of things creative things I'm trying to do.
Because you gotta give that whole day, like
Right.
you just never know when you're gonna leave. But
Right.
how have the experiences been? Have they been mixed, or have you had mostly good ones? Beelan.
Yeah, I've had good experiences.
That's good. We always were having issues with being vegan, and I'm not. Some of the sets were great about providing vegan meals, and some of them were just real funny about it.
Well,
to be there all day, but they don't want to feed you.
I've been working at Trilip mainly, and Trilip doesn't provide food anymore.
Right. They have you said the cafe that you can go to.
Right. You can go to the cafe on your own dime.
Yeah. I mean,
but they don't have like meals or even snacks.
But the thing about a lot of those sets is you can't get in, you're at the studio. So like you said, they have the cafe, they have things that you can access. But a lot of times when you're on location, you can't go anywhere. You can't do anything. A lot of times they bus you there, so you don't have your car. So if they have meals, but they don't have any that you can eat, or they won't provide you, because to me, I was always like, this is Hollywood. I know y'all got vegan food here. It's just that since I'm an extra, you don't want to do what you have to do to make sure that I get something. But, if you offer to go home, if you ask them to call the bus and sign you out, then somehow they find a way to get you some food. So, but congratulations on working that way, Baba. I definitely had. I would say probably the ones I remember the most were the good experiences. It's the odd one here and there that, and also when you see yourself on the show or in the movie or whatever, you don't think about it as much. You don't think about, oh yeah, that I didn't care for this person or that person. It's just cool that you get to see yourself on screen. So.
Yeah. I hate having to rely on employers for work. I need a sustainable entrepreneurial pursuit. Now I recommend that for everybody. Have some type of entrepreneurial pursuit. I thought game shows give free tickets for audiences. What background paid role did Baba have on Family Feud? Yes, they give free tickets to people. They want to, go by, but they also will have ringers in the audience,
right?
Like me, who get paid
Mm-hmm.
And woo, woohoo,
And
yay!
some people pay depending on what show it is or what game show it is. There are people who pay. You're not supposed to talk about it, when you're in the back with them. But there are people, I remember being on a few shows where people had paid for their tickets, but we were being paid,
Right,
so
right.
they don't want to start trouble among
Wow,
everyone. So
some people buy the tickets.
yeah.
Those are some suckers.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but those are suckers.
I don't know how much they were paying. Well, some people
Because
just don't know how it works. Some people don't know, you have a good end. What I'm
right.
saying, to know how to do it. And if you didn't have the end, I'm sure you wouldn't just be breaking your neck trying to be on Family Feud, but some people, that's their favorite show. And they're like, if they could just pay a few dollars so they could be part of the experience, then they'll do it.
And one time on Family Feud, I don't know, I guess they call it seating producers or whatever. They seat you in different ways. Mm-hmm. They had me standing up with them for a while. And so as people going, say, 2 people, 3 people sitting, 4 people, this one by themselves, all of them, and I realized my energy, all of them were like, how you doing, sir? Oh, he must be security. They were, I'm fine. I'm fine, And I was responding to them like I was security. And not on some slick shit. That's just how I respond to people in large crowds. I was watching the crowd and everything. And they kept me up there for about 30 minutes at least. I guess they were, cool too. Like, man, this dude, he's standing like security up here, Mm-hmm. And then
feel safe.
And they said, you got a seat here, and I sat down, and people looking, a couple people looking like, what the hell?
The security guy sitting with us now.
They must be expecting something to happen. The security guy in the audience. No, I wasn't security.
That's funny.
Patmos Elevator says, Patmos Revelator, how's the elevator? Revelator says, employment is really hard for me. I'm trying to retrain, but I feel like there's a lot of uncertainty about what kinds of jobs will be available going forward.
Yeah, well, that's true.
Oh, yeah.
I definitely have I'm going to have an opportunity this summer to employ additional avenues to bring in income. So I have a bunch of different videos and stuff like that saved from people. How people make these short videos telling you, oh, look into this, do that, do this, do that. I'm gonna be doing all of that stuff. So I'll be able to let y'all know if what I find is legitimate and you can actually make money at it. But I've seen people, they talk about all different things that they're doing, their side hustles or whatever. So I'm about to start checking that out.
Now, my main side hustle is still in film and video. I make movies. Right now, I'm making vertical films.
Right.
On your phone. And those are for immediate pay as well. But I want to get more than me paid. I want to get the actors, the crew paid, stuff. So, and if any of you all are interested in acting and can make it down to Atlanta or live in Atlanta, hit me up. Let me know.
Absolutely. Come through, Brittany.
Yeah.
Come through.
Yeah, Brittany.
You're right. It shouldn't be this way, Brittany. We should have met you by now.
I would love to be an extra in Baba's films. Hey, that'd be cool.
You know, look, you won't be a extra I manifesto. We're gonna have you in the action. You've been watching the show long enough.
Right.
You'll be one of the villain's henchmen. Yeah, those are always fun. Mm-mm-mm.
And now the main things that I write are horror and action, or action horror. As far as film is concerned, but I'm trying my hand at romance now.
Oh, right, you said, yeah.
So I'm trying to romance, but the stuff I'm writing in romance, I think it's too, for our group, I think it's too racy and risky.
I was gonna say raunchy.
Yeah. That's a better word. Yeah, too raunchy. And I'm thinking of like, well, who would play this role? I'm sure none of the dudes of mine, but the women are not going to play this role. You know,
you have to find real.
I had to go to a strip club and find some women willing to do those parts.
Yeah.
Oh snap! I don't want to get beat up like Belay and Baba book covers. Now, not just book cover. Well, let me see. Have I beaten Belay in a movie yet? Not yet, but
you've beaten him on the show enough times.
Yeah, and we rehearsed a fight scene. But yeah, if you're a villain's henchman, oh, you can get whooped. It wouldn't be by me though. Wouldn't be by me. In fact, in this vertical that we're going to shoot, me and my wife are the comic relief. Actually, we play a couple, and we're the comic relief. And let me see, Belay's character and the character who plays this woman he goes out with, they get the action.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I manifesto. Do you mean Alexander Dumas, or is this a different?
He's one of my favorite authors who tells great stories. He must mean Alexander Dumas. I hope, unless it's a hood nigga named Dumas.
He is a great writer. I love the way he describes things. There's this passage in Three Musketeers that always makes me laugh out loud when he starts to describe the way D'Artagnan looks. I don't know why, it's just so funny to me, but I assume that it's supposed to be funny.
Yeah, he so one of my favorite writers is named Dumas too.
Oh wow.
He's a poet, but also Stephen King is one of my favorite authors.
Yeah, me too. I grew up reading his books. And you know what? It's funny. I stopped being scary and I watched it, Welcome to Derry, and I did enjoy it a lot. And I love things with children. You know, it reminded me, like, why did I wait so long? And I loved the book. It was a great book. I read it more than
now,
once.
Have you seen the whole season?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing. I think last weekend or
the
days are blended.
The Black Spot was great.
Yeah, it was. It really
it was probably better than the book Black Spot.
I think
it was
because it was just so much more vivid. But yeah, it was great. It was a really great show. I would definitely recommend it. And I love that I don't want to give anything away, but there's things about it that I love for sure.
Now, so when I said Dumas is my favorite author, Henry Dumas is his name.
Oh, okay.
In fact, read this. He writes short stories too. Read this short story by him called Phone. Phon, like the phone people. Mm-hmm. But the character's name is Phone. It's hot.
Okay.
It's hot. I mean, he's written some great stuff.
Sorry about that, y'all.
Great stuff from poetry to His short stories. His short stories are great. Walter Mosey is great. He can take you back into a time period in a way that makes you feel, taste, hear, and touch an era and an environment. Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
That's great.
In fact, he was the inspiration for a book that I wrote called The Scythe. The Scythe takes place during the Tulsa massacre. And I believe I'm the first author, and many have done it now, but I believe I'm the first author to write fiction set in Greenwood, Tulsa area. Yeah, I believe I'm the first. And I know I'm the first author to write Harriet Tubman, fictional Harriet Tubman, like now some people say like a superhero. Well, yeah. She's like a superhero.
Why not? If anyone's gonna be a superhero.
The Chronicles of Harriet Tubman is based on real accounts that I've read about Harriet Tubman, not by Harriet Tubman, by other people.
Yeah, bro.
And then I just tweaked it a little bit to make it more fantastic. And that's one of my most popular novels, The Chronicles of Harriet Tubman. So it's 2 books in that series. Now, some people have bought The Chronicles of Harriet Tubman to read to their children. I said, no, unless your child is a teenager. I said, no. Because there's some violence and brutality in that book that you all can handle, but a child could not handle.
Right. Or should not be exposed to.
Right. So you wrote that before the Harriet comic book? Yes. So the Harriet comic book, and this motherfucker, he has addressed this. He was like, he did a video, and he's like, I never read Baba Gun or Detade. Bullshit. And in fact, there was a sister who's an author who really attacked him. That's how I found out about it. She really attacked him for stealing my story. Now his thing is called Harriet Tubman Demon Slayer or something like that.
Right.
That was going to be the original name of my book, and I think I said that in the introduction. But yes, so I wrote both books before he brought out the comic book.
It's funny that you say that, Bob, because I was going to mention this earlier when you were talking about that you were one of the first to write about Tulsa in the way that you have. I was thinking about yesterday, I think it was Professor Griff posted on Facebook this video of this Yurugu who is, an ally or whatever, which I don't know this dude. I don't know if that even is a thing, but he was talking about how all of the things that they do and how many things in society are just based on racism, and how, we don't have insurance, and we don't have universal health care. We just naming all these different things that happen just because they don't want Black people to get it. So they would rather no one have it. And the thing is, our master teachers have been teaching us that for who knows how long, like we have all known that. But it's like now that there are, what you call them, Baba? Ayimbos?
Oyimbos.
Oyimbos Now that they're catching on to it, now it's true. Now that they're making videos saying that, now all of a sudden that's what's happening. But we have known for a long time, and I was just thinking how that parallels with you innovating, writing on these different subjects before anyone has. Now it's becoming popular. So now people are looking into those things, but because you always had an interest in our people and bringing out stories about our people, you were able, even though you're a modern day person, contemporary person that we all know and can access to a certain degree, you were on the cutting edge of that. And it's because of the education that we receive and, kind of the whatever kind of community you want to call it, African Center, conscious, whatever it is.
Now, I'm sure you all have heard the term Afrofuturism. That talks about, now it talks about Black science fiction and fantasy told from a Black lens, Black/African lens.
Yeah,
but that original definition was made by a white man, Mark Derry, who got on my Facebook because I said that. I said, we call we do Black speculative fiction, not Afrofuturism, because Afrofuturism is a term made by Mark Derry, this white dude. And I don't agree with everything he says. And he got on my Facebook and went off and let me see if I can read you his. Now I've since used the term because people are familiar with that term,
right?
And I redefined the term too. But let me see. Afrofuturism. Let's see.
Isn't it just so irritating?
Was coined by American cultural critic Mark Derry in 1993 and explored in the late 1990s through conversations led by Alondra Nelson. I was trying to find his definition, but you really can't even find his definition anymore because Black writers have taken it and really redefined it. Afrofuturism is a dynamic cultural aesthetic, philosophy, and speculative framework that explores the intersection of the African diaspora with technology, science fiction, and alternate realities. That's what has been redefined, but he said it a different way. Some parts I agree with, some parts I did not agree with. But let me see. Damn, him and Fielder got ideas from Baba, and they can't give him props. You talking about that artist? I mean that writer of the Harry Tubman book and Fielder. Now, Tim Fielder, he wrote a book called Diesel Funk. I coined that term, Diesel Funk. Now, the term steampunk, that was termed really by Maurice Broaddus, the author Maurice Broaddus, in a joke. We had a meeting, a conference call, and he said, I call what I do steampunk. And I said, shit, let's run with that. Let's run with that title. And so I did a website called Chronicles of Harriet. That was, and it was about steampunk and what it was, and me, Milton Davis, Valjean Jeffers, may she rest in peace. We made that genre popular, highly popular. So I said, I want to do something in the diesel era. I want to call it diesel funk. And I started writing diesel funk stories. Let me see. His company is Diesel Funk. His book is Infinitum. No, he has a book that was called Diesel Funk too, a comic book. But yes, his studio is Diesel Funk. But yeah, that came straight from me. Stories set in the era of diesel energy, and it's told from a Black/African lens, told through that lens. That's diesel funk. There's another, so there are other ones. Rococo, that I also termed that. Rococo is so ROCOCA, Rococo, like cocoa, the chocolate. That's set in the era before steam punk. It's or steampunk. It's the era of pirates and Revolutionary War, stuff like that. That's Rococo. Then we got space funk. Milton Davis coined that term and created the anthology Space Funk.
Okay.
So those are all the funk eras. I think that's all of them. And me and Milton Davis had a hand in all of them. Don't let these Johnny-come-lately fools fool you and think they created it. They did not.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. But yes, damn him and Fielder. Now it's funny, Tim Fielder, he offered, it's crazy, he offered Milton Davis to, he offered to give me a comic book, and I think like $100 or something through Milton Davis. He said, I sent it to you. He would not face me. That's punkified, man. I need to read more for pleasure. All my books are about Black revolutionary and liberation struggle. So yes, we had a discussion on here about fiction versus nonfiction, which is more powerful and all of that.
Right. And art versus science. What we just talked about. Yeah.
Right. And now fiction, the brain doesn't know the difference between fantasy and reality. So Africans would originally and even now in traditions teach through stories, because stories are they more affect our brains, our bodies, than nonfiction. And that's why movies are so popular.
You get the sound and the vision.
And you can sit in a movie and shit. You're in that place where that movie takes you.
Right.
If it's good enough.
Right.
So I recommend any revolutionary or revolutionary wannabe that you read fiction as well. In fact, Daruba bin Wahad challenged me once. He said, how about when you write your fiction, how about do something about Malcolm X did so and so. I forgot what scenario he had. He said, "How about the BLA fighting against so and so?" And I said, "You know what? That's a good idea." Now I created a game called Stick It to the Man, but I haven't written fiction yet. But I think because I was going to write fiction as I got up here, I think that I'm going to do that. Do you like David Anthony Durham? Yes, I do. So you know you're a Black speculative fiction, I manifesto. Yeah.
Oh. Bob, I was going to say, speaking of Malcolm X birthday is coming up in 3 days on the, I believe it's the 19th, right? May 19th. Yes. And this weekend, if you're in Atlanta, Brittany, there is the Malcolm X Festival in West End Park, which we call Malcolm X Park.
It's today, right?
Yeah, it's today and tomorrow.
And tomorrow, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Now I've been banned from.
I'm sure you could come. The people
I've been banned from it now. So I was told by a sister who was the program director. Now I know the two people who started the festival. I know them well. In fact, the woman Aminata, she hired me to teach martial arts at her school many years ago.
Yeah, bro.
I had to go to their house, and she talked with me, and and everything, and I told her what my philosophy was, and so she hired me. And it was just funny because, and I told her, I got asked by this brother who he's supposed to be a revolutionary preacher. He has a church in Stone Mountain. I went to the church because he said, I want to meet with you, and we get you in here. I said, okay, cool. And which is funny, the school that I taught for, it ended up being in his place, I think, or taking over something. It was, but anyway. He says, okay, so what's your philosophy on self-defense? I thought he was setting me up. So I said, well, my philosophy is, to teach the children to be peaceful. And if they can't, do something to get away. And part of that, I do feel that, but
right.
not completely. If somebody's trying to harm your child and your child can get away with it, knock that mug's block off. But I wasn't going to say that to a preacher. Right. He looked at me and said, he said, I'll tell you a parable. He said, when I was a child, I thought as a child. And I became a man, and I put away childish things. He said, stop thinking like a child, brother. Stop thinking like a child. I said, okay. So I'm looking at him. He said, man, if somebody looks at me cross-eyed, I'll kill them. And that's what we teach our children. To kill them if somebody even looks at you cross-eyed. I said, well, damn, I'm glad I'm not cross-eyed. And so he started, I started laughing. He wasn't laughing. He wrote down on a pad like, no, he too soft. I was too soft for him. So at that point, he said, I'll say my goodbyes, brother. I said, okay, so I left. And it was, that's no exaggeration. In fact, I didn't even go as far as he went. He went far. And I said to myself, man, I clapped your security when I walked in here. And you do not have killers with you. You may think you do.
Good talkers.
Yeah. I mean, not even good talk. One was so overweight. I mean, all you can do is shoot somebody. There's no way he's gonna fight somebody physically. No. Oh, and on that too, that's a danger too. When a fat cop stops you, you're in danger because a fat cop is not gonna chase you. He ain't gonna chase you. But you can believe he'll pop you.
Mm.
I mean, skinny cop will pop you too, but you can believe a fat cop, and I'm not shaming fat people, but a fat cop is dangerous. See, my friend Ahmed Best is now writing a Star Wars comic featuring both of his acting character roles. Who did he play in Star Wars? It was acting characters roles. You talking about the dude playing Jar Jar Binks? That's your friend? Buka buka buka.
Brittany, you busy all weekend? You busy today and tomorrow?
No, she ain't busy.
Brittany's catfishing us.
Yeah, it's really a white man.
I was gonna say we're gonna find you
a 6'3" white man.
Oh, well, I'm not gonna tell you to bring the dog because there'll be people sitting all over. I never see people bring like dogs and stuff like that because they be doing stuff.
Yeah. Now
all over the park.
When you go to Piedmont Park, you see plenty of dogs.
Oh yeah, that's their stomping.
Yeah,
right
Cat Williams was something when he said that Kevin was actually he stole from him because originally he was a 6'5" white man.
Right. Yeah.
And that's where I got that from. And in fact, Cat Williams, in my opinion, did the best on that roast.
I didn't watch any of the other ones, but I did see Cats because someone posted.
I watched like half of it, and then I watched Cat Williams. I couldn't take those Caucasians doing those black jokes. Like, get that shit out of here. One is not even funny, but it's played out. Get that out of here. And Kevin just laughing. I'm like, he's not even really laughing. He's not even really laughing. But don't forget, those people were paid, I think, by Kevin Hart to come on there and do those racist jokes and stuff like that. So I don't know if that's how he feels.
Excuse me. Did you see Regina Hall?
Yeah, so now that's the running joke, her face.
Right, yeah. But I'm saying, did she get up? She spoke?
No, I didn't see her. I'm sure she did. I'm sure she did
I would
speak.
like to see. She has great comedic timing. That's one of the people who I would like to see, just to see how she does. Because I've seen, when she does like her hosting and stuff like that. She had great comedic timing since Scary Movie, since the very first,
So she's a great comedic actress, and she, she did a song that was funny about her turning 50.
Oh wow, I never saw that.
So, yeah, it was great.
Yeah, so I'll pull hers up. I just hadn't really had time for any of that, honestly. But somebody posted Cats on YouTube, so I got to watch that, because it was Cats. So
yeah, no, Cat Williams got off on that.
Mm-hmm. He said I have an Emmy, but this is going to be some of my best acting work.
Right. Right. And it was including shaking Kevin's hand at the
I
end,
know.
watching the beef.
I was like, he was trying to leave. They probably wouldn't have seen him again. He was probably exiting the building immediately.
Right.
And that's why
they said, he said, why are you doing this this roast, cat? He said, shit, for the money.
Right.
The same reason all of them were doing the roast.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Except maybe his boyfriend, maybe The Rock was doing it because I love for him. Yeah, he showed up there, but I didn't see him. I had been turned it off by that time.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe I'll get a chance to check it out. I'll be off in a few days.
He played Jar Jar Binks. I knew it, and character Katie Knight's Kelleran Beck.
I don't know that one.
Katie Knight Kelleran Beck. I don't know who that is either, but
I know.
Yeah, so that's a friend of yours, old Jar Jar Binks. Oh, Uncle Tom ass Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, it was a racist. It was bullshit. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I don't want to see that part.
It was racist.
There are so many.
And yes, the jokes were written and on a teleprompter they were reading. But that still doesn't exonerate the fools who delivered the jokes.
Mm-hmm. And supposedly Michael Che, I don't think he was there, and he was, I think, in. I didn't.
I believe they put him out.
Oh, they said he left because of the racist jokes.
Yeah, I think they put him out because he was getting up and going to be verbal.
Because it was white writers too that were writing those jokes as well. So that's what's up. Yeah, the jokes were written.
Junior Varsity Illuminati, exactly.
Yeah, that was funny too. Like Cat did his thing. It's like he just got up there and said everything that he's been wanting to say. That was the cool thing about it, that he let off completely, and he was hilarious.
Right. So how'd you meet
Jar Jar Binks?
Jar Jar Binks, Manifesto. He grew up in your neighborhood, or?
This is funny.
Because I'm interested to know that. That's an interesting person to know. What's his real name? Let me see.
Yeah, he said Akeem something.
Ahmed Best.
Ahmed.
Yeah, it's his friend, Ahmed Best.
Is he black?
Yeah, he's black. Jar Jar Binks. Yeah, he's black.
I don't know. Do you see these jokes they wrote on the Kevin Hart thing?
Yeah, but if they had put up a black character like that, a black alien character like that, and there was a white man, I was gonna say I think black people would have protested that, but no.
Yeah, that was 97.
Right.
It ain't no.
Right.
Nothing would have happened.
So he played a Jedi Knight. They gave that to him after doing him dirty with Jar Jar Binks.
What did he play a Jedi Knight in? Manifesto. Which movie or whatever?
Jedi Knight Kelleran Beck. So it wasn't Jedi Knight. It was Jedi Knight Kelleran Beck. But I'd be interested to know if he thought that he was playing a coon when he played Jar Jar. He caught hell for that Jar Jar character. Yeah, of course he did. Yes.
Yeah.
Misa say, and the way he was walking. I mean, man, it was disgraceful.
You know, at the time, I didn't see a problem with it. I didn't see a problem with it until I was older.
And what's mad is that's a character that was written by George Lucas.
Mm-hmm.
So we know how George Lucas feel about black folk.
Mm-hmm. Even though he got a black woman by his side.
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah, his wife is black. I think she's a lawyer or something like that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
And he wrote Jar Jar Binks. Ain't that something?
He wrote Jar Jar Binks.
In reference of the move anniversary, I said Wilson no good. I said Wilson no good. May he rest in pieces. They took it down.
Oh, okay.
Oh, they took that down.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to laugh, but yeah, it makes sense because they take stuff like that down. As true as it may be, and how as sincere as you may have been, they definitely don't want anyone else agreeing with that.
Right. And really, the character Jar Jar Binks, back on Jar Jar, that sounds like a black man's name.
I guess so, Jar Jar.
I'm Jar Jar Binks, nigga. I'm from around the way.
What of the other? Let's see, Lando Calrissian. Yeah, that kind of sounds black.
That sounds black.
Lando. Yeah. Lando. What about?
And they've made Lando Calrissian bisexual now.
I know, but Billy D. Williams said that he's something he said, and
You're bisexual.
Okay, I can't remember. I'll have to look it up. Well, if you start talking about something,
it wouldn't shock me. It wouldn't shock me.
No, me either.
I believe he was in this meeting. So this priest that I know, who's an author, he went to a meeting with Fred Williamson, Richard Roundtree.
Right.
It was several writers, and I think who were we just talking about? Billy D. Williams. I think he was there, and it was 4 black actors there, and I think Jim Brown, and Jim Brown said to him, he said, "Man, we ought to produce this story you wrote here as a film." He said, how far are you willing to go to make it happen? He said, "What do you mean? How far am I willing to go?" And he said, "Yeah, how far are you willing to go to make it happen?" He said, "Just as far as in the writing room to get by." And he was like, "Oh no, you're not ready. You're not ready, man. You're not ready. If you're not ready to give up that ass, you're not ready." Ooh. Yes, Jim Brown. And he was like,
"Wait,
and all the rest was
Jim Brown."
No, Jim Brown said to him, "If you're not ready to give up that ass, you're not ready." Ooh. And the other brothers were nodding like, "Yeah, you got." He's like, "Well, I'm not ready then." Took his writing and left. Wow. I'm like, man, what? So,
but Manuel Briggs said
the irony is that his parents are black nationalists. Jar Jar Binks?
That's what.
Well, Ahmed Best.
That's what you call it. Yeah.
Wow.
That's funny.
The books I read are medicine, art lessons, and astrology. I've read other genres all my life. Soon be history. Yeah, we gotta get you reading some good fiction.
Yeah.
You can start with mine.
That aligns with your values.
Right.
But look, Emmanuel Briggs said, I think he said he was pansexual. I think that is what he said. And because
what is pansexual?
That they do it all, basically. And
they just screw animals, they just screw trees, and anything.
Don't get me to lying. I'm that's what pan means, right?
Right, anything.
Right. So people were thinking at the time, because this is when the young what's Harrison Ford come on, you know
his character in Star Wars.
Yeah, come on,
Han Solo.
That's when the young Han Solo movie came out, and they said that Donald Glover was playing him like he might be, you know what I'm saying, pansexual, or I guess the way I never saw the movie. But
Brittany says no, it's just humans. It can't be just humans, because if a man will have sex with women or men, he's a bisexual. Unless you're talking about just humans like children. Oh, she's adult humans. So yeah, so he's a bisexual if he's messing with just humans.
He said pan. And people thought because he's older, I was saying it took place, that wasn't that long ago. And because he was older, people were like thinking he didn't know what it meant. And he
so
she came back and said, no, I know what it means.
She says women, or men, or trans, or non-binary.
Oh, okay. So okay. Yeah. All right.
So he just messed with it. Well, so is Malik Yoba.
Right.
In fact, Malik Yoba, he met this trans at a festival or something, and left his family, not just his wife, his whole family for. And his one of his sons that said something like, this is disgraceful. He said, so I'm a disgrace to him? Fuck him. Fuck him then if he feels I'm a disgrace. Like, really? Really, brother?
Yeah, those isms get people all twisted around.
Right. But she said, but Malik is more likely bisexual. Okay. I don't think he is attracted to male presenting people. Okay. So a pansexual, he gonna do whether you look like a man, a woman, whether a man, a woman,
right,
whatever.
Marlon Brando, basically. There was something else someone mentioned that I was going to talk about. Let's see. Oh, iManifesto. His name is Grogu, not Baby Yoda. I just want to.
Right.
I knew there was a comment in there that I needed to address.
He was on Broadway in Stomp when George was in the audience and discovered him. So he said, "Man, I want that stomping nigga to play a nigga on screen."
Alien.
I got Binks.
An alien coon.
Right. Miss, I say. Oh my God, man.
Yeah, it's hard to watch now, but at the time, I didn't have an issue with it at all. I remember going to see The Phantom Menace with friends.
Yeah, I saw it, and I immediately regretted it. Now, I
have a problem with it.
And when you're making up excuses for something, I started making up excuses for it, and I said, no, I just didn't like that shit.
Right
now,
because it's still rooted.
And I love 4, 5, and 6. So 4 is the original Star Wars. 5 is Return of the Jedi, and 6 is
beginning or
the Sith. What is it called? God damn! But I love those.
I thought it was the beginning. I thought the third one was like a new, or the sixth one was like called a new beginning or something like that.
That's the fourth. That's the first one. Star Wars is the new beginning.
Oh, okay. My bad. I got them turned
now,
around.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Let me see. He was first to do CGI over body acting before that skinny guy who played Gollum in Lord of the Rings. Yeah.
Andy
so, Andy Serkis.
Yeah, and speaking of Andy Serkis, he's the one who put out that new Animal Farm movie, which I went to see with my son and my mom. And
I was gonna say you could have seen that. You could have seen that on Netflix because it's on Netflix.
Oh wow, get out! I'm not surprised because it's one of those angel projects or whatever. So I guess they be trying to get it distributed whatever kind of way they can. But it was a good experience. I think they made it more geared toward children than even the book is, because the book is the first kind of heavy thing you read, in school at least.
Yeah.
But the movie, it was more playful. They modernized it, but it was still good. And I feel like at the end, when the credits were rolling by, they had it. They had the copyright for like 2024. And I was like, wow, it's 2 years to put the movie out. Normally when you see it, it's whatever the current year is, or maybe the year before. So my theory that is completely unsubstantiated is they may have made them play down, because why make Animal Farm in this political climate if you're not going to actually make a comment on what is happening around us right now? I feel like they may have been, especially with all the different ownership changes with these different companies and stuff like that, they may have been made to tone it down, and make it less of a comment on what's going on now.
I saw the Dracula remake. And it's the remake of the Dracula when he got the large white hair. Who played that role? Was that Willem Dafoe?
No, that was we were just talking. No, we did. Tinker Tailor, Soldier Spy, Slow Horses.
Oh yeah. God damn. What's his name? Batman. That's what I was thinking of. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of when I said,
Beloved.
But yeah, so
someone knows.
The person who played that in the remake, he was. The remake was good. I would say that.
I've heard good things about that. I just haven't seen it yet, but
it was very, very action packed. It was great.
Okay.
Christopher Waltz, the trainer from Django.
Yeah.
He plays a priest in it who. Well, yeah, he plays a priest in it. I'll just say that.
He kind of scares me. I feel like he's one of those. He feels like a Jordan Peterson type to me. That uses his talents for the dark arts. I feel like he's one of those.
Yeah. I can see him doing that. I can see him sitting at the table eating some flesh, human flesh. I can see him doing that shit. I can see him doing that.
I
know Grogu didn't think y'all would recognize that.
I can't believe you said that.
What?
Us too? Are you for real? Who you think you're talking to, Belay? I'm just playing. I think he watched The Mandalorian. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Malik always had ashy lips. Who is Malik?
Malik Yorba.
The
pansexual.
Not Yoruba. Yoba.
Yoba.
Yoba. Not Yoruba.
I'm so sorry.
No.
Please forgive me.
Donald Glover was supposed to be young Billy D's character. He was in love with his droid.
Right.
I didn't know that, but because I didn't watch,
Yeah,
I didn't watch it. So.
Yeah, I never saw it, and I normally will watch the Star Wars movies, but that one just, I don't know, I wasn't that interested.
Yeah.
And then I guess I could watch it now because it's on Disney Plus, but yeah. I think once I kind of saw that part, I was like, yeah, I'm not really trying to interact with that, regardless of how anyone feels about it.
Now, to be honest, Jar Jar Binks, the character, that soured my taste for Star Wars until Rogue One.
Oh, yeah. Rogue One, that's the one.
Yep.
That dude knows how to develop some stories and shoot some,
Yeah, Rogue One is the best Star Wars movie to me.
For sure. Definitely. And Andor.
Yeah, Andor is best series.
Best show, yeah. So
now when you see in Rogue One, when you finally see Darth Vader, you see a Darth Vader that should have been Darth Vader throughout. I mean, he was cold.
Yeah.
He was cold in that. So.
But it's funny, and I think I talked about this the other week when we were naming our different shows. But oh no, I didn't, because I forgot to say Andor. I talked about it the next time. But Andor is, and Rogue One, those are the movies that, as opposed to like the regular Star Wars movies where they approach it from the viewpoint of people who are senators and people who are, princesses or whatever. This is a view of the rebellion through the eyes of the people, of the common people. And I think that is a reason to make Darth Vader more powerful, you know what I mean, in those movies, because you've never seen anything like this before. These are just, regular people who are running up on this very powerful entity, for the first time. So it makes sense for them to make him more potent in that movie. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
The last time I was in a movie theater was to see Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Well, you saw a good movie.
That's a good one.
Turned into a horror movie when Darth Vader turned on that lightsaber. Yes.
Yeah, bro.
That new Dracula was good. Yes, it was.
Yeah, I have to check it out.
I'm going to go to the theater to see what's it called, the first the black movie, the black revenge movie.
Something with Jesus. Is it Jesus in there?
No,
Lord, Black God, Black or something.
First, me first. Where does it go?
God is God.
No, it ain't God is God.
Oh, okay. My bad. That's what 9 means said too. My bad. I guess we talking about two.
It is God is. Yeah, that's it.
Is God is. Okay, my bad. I got 2. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to see that.
Excuse me.
In the theaters. They're talking about it's really good.
Okay.
So I'm surprised nobody's compared it to Sinners yet.
I think it just came out this weekend, didn't it?
Yes, but I'm surprised nobody compared to Sinners yet. Yeah.
It's probably coming.
Yeah. If you haven't seen the movie 40 Acres, watch that if you get a chance to. 40 Acres.
Yeah, well.
It's a survival. Well, it's really set in the post-apocalypse. It's a great movie.
Right.
Now, one of my students says, it's better than Sinners. It is not better than Sinners, but it is great.
Yeah,
it is great. So I'm expecting Is God Is to be
on that level.
Yeah, I'm expecting to be on that level.
Okay.
Hopefully, I'm not disappointed.
Yeah. I've been hearing a lot of good things about the Michael Jackson movie. From one of my coworkers in particular. She has been raving about it for like the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, I've been hearing a lot of good stuff about that too, but I'll wait for that to come to streaming.
I think I like to have movies to take that I can take, then I can go see with my son. So we'll probably go see that sometime soon before it gets out of the movie theater.
Right. Now I'm surprised our group didn't say let's go see Is God Is.
I guess no one had caught on to it. I know, like I said, I've been.
Well, I know that I know that I was about to say her handle on Instagram. I know that Boomy saw it because she liked one of the stars. She liked a post that they put up about Is God Is.
Okay.
So I watched Swan Song the other day on Prime. It was a song about my family. Swan Song.
Mm-mm-mm.
For those you all don't know, that's my government surname, Swan, with one N, Swan.
Yeah, I haven't seen Swan Song.
And people used to ask me all the time, "You some kin to Lynn Swan?" I'm like, "That's two N's." No, I'm not.
You know, people don't know how to.
But if I was, believe me, I'd be hitting him up for some money. No, but no, he's two N's. And then my sister, she was in the Air Force at the time. She met this tech sergeant or whatever they ranks are called. My sister was a major, but she met this tech sergeant or whatever. They were friends, and he was like, "Is your mother Korean or your father Korean?" I said, "Korean." He said, "Yes, a Korean name." I said, "Lisa, that's SU hyphen AN or AHN, Swan, not Swan."
Emmanuel Briggs said The Swan and the Lamb.
Yeah, that's a good movie title.
Yeah,
it'd be all about
Emmanuel Briggs.
It'd be all about me, the Swan and the Lamb.
This is a good time to remind everyone in the chat.
If I write that, I'll hit you up. I give you ends on the Emmanuel Briggs.
No, I was going to say it's a good time to remind everyone in the chat that all of your ideas that you type into these words are the property of warrior class. If we use it in something, don't be looking to get anything on the back end. Just kidding.
It's good to watch now because Andor is the prequel. It hits better Rogue One. Now, I say they hit as good as each other.
Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, Andor, man.
So Andor, I believe. I mean, I don't know. It wasn't a surprise to people who created it, but it came as a surprise to me. I wasn't expecting the Star Wars universe to go there.
I think when it's like when they come across certain creators with a certain vision, thank goodness, people who know how to tell a story in a certain way, maybe it's like a lot of movies are so terrible now that when someone gets something made that's really good, that they really put into, I mean, you just have to cheer. But I think it's against the odds for something great to be made because people are just
cool. Just put 40 Acres in my favorites. Cool.
What's it on? What platform is it on, Eugene Mason?
Well, I saw it on Amazon.
Oh, okay, on Prime.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I'll have to check it out. I know the another movie I haven't seen, The Battle of Algiers. That's on Prime right now too.
What? You never saw the Battle of Algiers?
So I said I'm gonna.
Wait. I thought you were at the library with us when we screened it.
I remember being at the library, but I don't remember watching a movie. So maybe that was a different time. Or maybe I had to leave or something, you know.
Yeah.
It was a while ago.
That's one of my favorite movies. I was about to classify the movie, but it's one of my favorite movies, period. Well, I'm not sure it's all on my box. What's the box?
Okay. You got like Fire Stick or something?
Fire Stick. I'm like, wow. That's old school. That's old school now.
Oh, Fire Stick is?
Yeah. Because all the stuff that's on Fire Stick, well, I had to pay for my all my subscriptions. On that too. So I got a subscription to Prime, Hulu, Netflix. Well, my sister has Netflix, and I use her Netflix. But on Prime, if you get Prime, like I did, and my wife gets Prime, we both paying, for those. That's two separate. What you call it?
Why would you both get Prime?
Well, I got it for many reasons. One, when I first got Prime, it was to get Kindle, because when you're an author, you had to go through Kindle at first. Well, now it's Kindle Direct Publishing, KDP. But that's when I originally got Prime. But my wife got it to get E5 books. She could have used my Prime, but
right, that's what I'm saying.
wasn't thinking at the time. So she got Prime, and so then I realized, damn, wait a minute, you got Prime too. And so she got rid of her Prime and just used my Prime.
Yeah, might as well. All these different subscriptions and stuff out here, we might as well share as much as possible.
And then I had a Scribd account. That's so my wife could get E5 books through that too, or articles. But I stopped doing that because I'm like, I'm not going to pay Scribd and we bootleg these books. We either buy the books or we don't have the books.
Right.
Because I don't want nobody bootlegging my books. In fact, a brother who's a physician, he bootlegged the first book that I ever wrote, Discovering the Word Within. African Martial Arts, Discovering the Word Within. And was selling it. It wasn't like he just giving it away for free. Which in that I said, man, you got to stop. He was selling it. I said, look, stop what you're doing, or I visit your home. He lives in Atlanta. I said, or I visit your home. He didn't want that.
No.
But that whole family. So his little brother, this little bastard, he came to my class once. Okay. And at that time, I was only charging $8 a class. Oh, that's how long ago. $8 a class. Mm-hmm. So he took the class. Man, I loved it. I said, yeah, cool, cool. And I said, all right, you got my $8 and stuff. He said, yeah, I got the $8, but I'm not gonna pay you. I said, huh? He said, I'm not gonna pay you because you should be giving this free to young men like me, young warriors like me. You should be giving it away. I said, I teach several people for free. I said, but I asked you for the $8, so I intend to get it. Either you give it to me or I take it out your pockets. My student Kunle was with me. Kunle was like, man, look, because we were walking to the train. He said, I didn't even have a car then. He said, man, look. I said, you've been looking at my wife's ass, and I was like, I'll teach that out of him because he gets such a love for me and her, he'll stop doing that. Right? I said, but I can see now that you're not going to train with me. And so Kunle, we walking up the stairs to the train. He said, look, man, you either going to give him that $8 or I'm going to throw you off this train platform. So it's your choice. Give him the $8 or I throw you off this platform. You ain't going to throw it. He said, oh, yeah, I will. Dude's looking around. He's looking for help. And it was several of my students and my wife and everything. They had walked. They weren't even paying no attention. I said, they're not paying no attention to what we're doing because they know we handling our business with you. He reached in his pocket, gave me the $8. I said, thank you. I said, but I'm not done. I kept on just berating this mug for the whole ride. I know he was glad he got off before we did. I was just berating him. You work this, blah, blah, blah. I said, and you're supposed to be, and that was after what his brother did. I said, you all are supposed to be revolutionaries. Your brother started this revolutionary website that's famous, by the way. I said, and you all are dirtbags. Then I found out Kalanji had taken a shotgun from one of these dudes. The dude pointed a shotgun at him. He took it out of his hand and, like, man, slapped the dude and everything. I said, you worthless marks. But I know then, otherwise I'd have really been like, you weak ass. But
yeah, don't try to.
And that's why I said it's $8 that I was just asking for. And you telling me right now, just said you using that same damn argument your brother used, talking about right knowledge. Use right now. Young warriors like us deserve your book. Yeah, you do.
So that's their
pay me for it. That's their family go to.
Right. Their lot is to identify right knowledge and then take it by force.
Right.
Whether the person
I said, you're right. You're right. Yeah, right knowledge. That's right knowledge in this book. And you're gonna pay me for it. That's why I told his brother. I said, you're gonna pay me for it, or I'm gonna come to your house. That's before I knew anything about Kalanji talking about going to his house. He went to his house on something and just shut his ass down. But I'm like, man, so both of them, I imagine their whole family is some dirtbags. Because you got sisters, you got other brothers, I think, the parents. I said, they probably all dirt.
Never seen anything that taught them away from it.
Omi Nikki was sleeping during the movie. Yes, she probably was. She probably went to sleep while we were playing Battle Algiers, and she was.
Like I said, don't give me the line.
I heard Kindle is no longer supported by Amazon. I think that's a lie because, well, I don't know. It may be true. I can go to my Kindle. Well, no, because with Kindle, you can still set up your books on through the live version and the e-version on Amazon through Kindle. So no, they're not. So I don't think that these black farmers are for real about protecting their land. Okay.
Yeah, good for them.
They should protect their land. So I don't know if you all know Duran Chavis from Richmond, Virginia. He started Happily Natural Day and everything, but he heads these black farmers, like the Black Farmers Organization or whatever it's called. I think he's the president of that. Okay. And he's cold. He's cold with it. So 40 Acres. Yes. Okay. 40 Acres is a great show. If you have not seen 40 Acres, watch that.
I'll put it on my list.
Yeah, because I want to do probably in a month or so a episode on top movies and television shows, black movies and television shows.
Okay.
We can talk all day about white ones.
Yeah,
the black ones.
Unfortunately.
Right. And to me, a black show is made by, either directed by, directed by or screen written by black people or both.
Okay.
Just like you can't have, so I was asked a question once, can white people write black speculative fiction? No. They can write books about black characters. I wouldn't say that's black speculative fiction. Because you have to have a certain voice, a certain feeling, a certain rhythm. That's what you write to write black speculative fiction. Now, on that, and I'll end by saying this, on that, I don't feel Black Panther is black speculative fiction. I love the first Black Panther movie. Well, I like the second Black Panther movie too, because I look at it from a revolutionary standpoint. And the hero in that to me is Namor. But and the hero in the first one wasn't Black Panther either. It was Killmonger to me. Even though Killmonger, now he did one villainous thing that I cannot forgive him for, and that was beating up a woman.
He killed 2 black women.
Killed. Yeah, right. I cannot forgive that. So, and they did that to make him clearly a villain.
Right.
Because the things he was saying were not villains to black folk.
Yeah. I had a discussion, like, I'm sure we've all had discussions about that, but I had a discussion with one of my coworkers at the time about that. And, just without him being a villain, those words never get said on screen. So that's why they had to make him a true villain in order for those, for this crazy talk that he was talking about to be in the movie.
Right. All right, y'all. Well, good luck. Be blessed. They can walk a mile in our shoes, but they can't dance a step in our feet. Exactly.
Yeah, bro.
Be safe out here. Well, in here, out there.
Everywhere.
Learn your science and your arts. Rely on them.
Mm-hmm.
And stay black, whatever it is that you may be. Peace.
Peace. Love y'all.
Love
Have a
y'all.
wonderful week.